Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside J-Dog.
Mike, it's great to see you. No corporate greed happening on our show today. ESPN, YouTube TV, not affecting the distribution and the rollout of the Sports Hangover podcast. I'm so pissed about YouTube TV, but we are still here for the people.
Well, hopefully you're able to watch it somehow, some way. I don't know if you have do you have Disney Plus or anything? Wouldn't they broadcast something there?
No, and I don't think it's on Disney Plus. So tonight, a great Monday Night Football game, one of the best of the year. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles at Lambeau. Imagine not watching it. I can't watch it. I literally can't watch it. I pay for YouTube TV. I pay so much money for it, and I can't watch one of the best NFL games of the year after I've been bootlegging college football for multiple Saturdays now. What is going on in this country?
Did you get an antenna for your TV? Because it is also on ABC.
No, but you put out a great video about it. Apparently some people are even changing settings on their TV without an antenna and maybe even making it happen. So we need to publish your video. Yeah. Publish your video for the masses. Okay. All these YouTube TV people, 12 million of us don't have ABC. It's wrecking college football and it's wrecking Monday Night Football.
Well, I mean, ESPN is going through some struggles right now. Last week they kind of announced that they parted ways with Penn Entertainment. And I thought that was a big deal. And I reached out. We have some inside sources at Penn. And I reached out and I said, what's going on? First of all, I texted him. I said, I saw they didn't do any layoffs, so I hope this is okay.
You hope he's okay.
I'm reaching out. I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I guess this was in the works for a few months. This was not a surprise. Hey, we're dipping out and they're going over.
I thought maybe it was because we talked about it on last week's show and we lit the fire under Disney executives a little bit with talking about how you can't watch ESPN anymore without being inundated by betting content. And even you, a betting aficionado, one of the early adopters of sports betting, thinks it's too much. When Mike thinks it's too much, it's way too much. And I thought that's why they got rid of ESPN Bet last week, because of our pod.
To me, from my source, it sounded like it was a mutual, we're parting ways. We both didn't do it. Also, it sounded a little bit like ESPN wasn't delivering on what they were bringing. I think they only had 2 million subscribers to ESPN Bet.
Despite Stephen A. and Mike Greenberg and all these clowns out there giving their bets of the week, no one wants to follow these clowns. They're just TV people who do very minimal research, who come on and they put makeup on and put a suit on and they yell at the TV and they want you to follow their picks. I'd much rather follow the guys who aren't yelling at me, the experts like me and you who give you the real information. Well,
also, how about this? I think the only thing that makes you go to an app is either, hey, how much free money are you going to give me when I sign up? Is this available in my state? Because guess what, California, there's not a lot. Nope. No real options unless you go to the prediction markets with Kalishi or whatever. Kalshi, I don't know how you say it. But I think the whole thing is it's pushing an app doesn't work. But I guess when you're in Vegas too, it's you're walking by a sports book at MGM and they're like, hey, $100 free bet if you just sign up. You don't even have to do anything. We'll give you a free $100 to do it. Those are incentives. And then if you're locked in and you're winning, that's how you stay. You don't stay if you get pushed on to the app. So
you're right. And they only converted, like you said, a little over 2 million customers, which is crazy because they've to bomb every show with advertising and branded segments and picks of the week. And the ticker is constantly promoting it. The promos are constant. You can't watch ESPN for 5 minutes without knowing about ESPN Bet. And that's another crazy thing. If your source is saying that this has been in the works for months, they've still been jamming it down our throat. Now, I can't tell you in the last 10 days or 2 weeks because I haven't watched a minute of ESPN. But prior to that, they were jamming it down our throat. So I can only assume that they didn't get it to the marketing people to say, slow your roll on this. We're going to be transitioning out of this deal.
So I have a question because it feels like, are we on the verge of ESPN not being on cable network and just going to the ESPN Plus app or whatever they want to call it, the ESPN app where they have everything? Because it feels like what people don't realize is when we had cable back in the day, you paid for cable. You got everything. Now, if you wanted premium channels like HBO or Showtime or Cinemax, you paid extra. But when you bought cable, you paid for everything, and there was always a extra fee because ESPN wanted to make more money, and that's what we're kind of disagreeing about right now with YouTube TV and Disney. They're trying to fight because they want to charge more money, but YouTube TV doesn't want to do that. Who does that hurt more, I guess? And also, are we going to see ESPN just hey, we're not going to be on national TV anymore. That's it. We're just going to not be on YouTube TV.
Mike, the reason that cable is such the glory days and we all reminisce about how great it was is because everyone was paying for every channel. And you just didn't really understand it at the time because you got all the channels you wanted.
Yeah.
And the moms at home got the channels that they watch. And the dads at home got the channels they watch. And the kids get the kids' channels. And everyone in the house is happy. But now, as we're finding out, and so my point on that is, by the way, when we were watching cable as kids, every household in America paid something like $6 or $7. If you had cable, $6 or $7 of your cable bill, whether it was $90 or $100, went to ESPN every month. And ESPN was a cash cow because whether a household watched sports or not, which obviously so many houses do, but so many more don't because of how many channels are out there, everyone was paying for it. And now it's almost like you need to pay for what you want. And that's this a la carte world that we're in. And now we're in the YouTube TV battle where so many sports fans, we've been so loud for weeks. It's very clear who signed up for YouTube TV in the beginning. It was all sports fans because we're being so loud about this issue and it's been terrible PR for ESPN. If you go to like another service where maybe it's much less sports fans, the backlash is much quieter in the last few weeks because there might only be a handful of them who need their ESPN. Instead, YouTube TV is all sports fans. We can't be heading to a world where ESPN flagship is the only way to get ESPN because not enough people are going to sign up for. You might have 1,000 people, 10,000, 20,000 people signed up for ESPN flagship at this time. It's so expensive. I don't think the sign-up numbers are any good on that. Maybe you can go back to your source once the dust settles a little bit and get the ESPN flagship subscriber number because it's not going to be very high.
They're at Penn. They're at Penn International Gambling. So they're not, they're on the gambling side. So not at ESPN.
So they work at Penn. They've burned all their bridges with Barstool. They burned all their bridges with ESPN. Where's Penn going after this? Because they don't look good in this whole thing
I think they're going to, there's like another sports book or something like that they're going to go to.
Another one to steal money from until it falls apart?
Don't know. Well, they didn't steal. Didn't they give $1.2 billion to ESPN? Or was it the other way? It was that, right? Didn't they give $1 billion?
They gave money to ESPN, but ESPN obviously got the branding of it. I don't know the economics of the deal, but I know it went south with Barstool and Barstool Sportsbook, and they ended up selling that back to Portnoy for like $1 or something, right? That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then the whole ESPN deal is bad now. Now ESPN is instantly entering into a DraftKings agreement for marketing and pumping DraftKings. So unfortunately, it's not going to be any less betting content all over your screen. It's just not going to be ESPN Bet branded anymore. DraftKings, I don't know. It's like DraftKings is already everywhere. I don't need more of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like there's two basically, and there's new people coming on the scene. And you can gamble other places. I think if you're like price sensitive, maybe you're looking for other places, but normal sports bettors are just going to go to the easiest one to sign up with. It's not going to be a complicated issue. So we'll see what happens.
Mike, I think a bigger issue in this whole thing is what is ESPN's perception in the marketplace at this point? Because there was multiple articles written this week by newspapers like the New York Post and Awful Announcing criticizing ESPN and Disney, saying the perception of sports fans of the Mouse Network, the sports network of Disney, is at an all-time low because they continue manipulating with us, right? The YouTube TV situation is bad. The ESPN Bet thing is a bad PR nightmare. And they just continue trotting out this content that no one watches, the Screamin' A. Smiths of the world, where it's just not what you loved as a kid. And I feel like all of us who loved it as a kid, the nostalgia, the highlights, that's not what we're getting now. Look at the NBA deal. Everyone is so happy with all the NBA coverage everywhere else. Now that's on ESPN. I don't think people are necessarily happy with NHL coverage on ESPN. They don't give it the proper love. Baseball, leaving ESPN, everyone's happy. That's leaving ESPN. Sport by sport, ESPN doesn't have as many fans as it used to. And that's a major issue when you're starting an app that costs $35 a month that you're trying to grow.
It's always sad when NHL is always on like the last one to get on this deal, and then everybody dips out. It's like, actually, we're gonna go over here and hang out. NHL is never ahead of the game. They're always just a little bit behind. It seems like their deal structures are always like a few years when everybody else is going to give up. Be like, yeah, we'll go the prime or something. We'll go get a couple billion over there. But yeah, I don't know.
For the NHL.
I don't know what is. Yeah, I guess it is because now it's just focused on the NHL and that's it. But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to get it back on soon. I mean, everybody, it's like government holdouts, ESPN holdout. Everybody just wants more money. That's all.
Mike, the airlines have been crazy. We haven't traveled anywhere the last few days, but if we did, we would have started the show with that because that would have been a nightmare for us. We don't like inconveniences, and it's been a massive inconvenience the last, the same period, like 10 days or 2 weeks.
Would you have been a little scared just knowing like all these FAA guys are just kind of like, yeah, we're kind of tired, overworked. We're not even getting paid, and we're here. It would have been a little scary for me.
To fly? I don't know. I didn't think about that aspect, I guess. I feel like they're not going to actually keep the airspace open. I think if it's unsafe. And so they're doing everything they're doing and having these planes stack up on the runway because they want to make sure that it is safe. I can't blame these people, these FAA, these TSA people. If I was one of those and I wasn't getting paid, I might go drive Uber, right? Go do some deliveries, go make some money in the interim. It's kind of crazy they've been showing up to work at all. I'm kind of surprised airports are still open in this chaos.
I am too. Well, also I was thinking like, oh, this is weird. I never realized how much government control is over the airspace, and even though all the planes, they're all just private, public companies. Like, the only thing that's there government-wise is the security, TSA, right? That's government. That's not a private company,
right?
And the FAA, which I thought, well, why isn't it private? Like, would that matter? I don't know the rules of it. It just made me think, like, maybe it should be private. Maybe they go private and they get paid more.
Wow.
Seems like a really important job, too, so they should get paid.
We can't
as much as they want.
privatize the airspace
That's
in the
true.
country, right? That has to remain public and available for folks, and it might be related to that.
I don't know much about it, but I was just like, it seems weird that all of them are government employees. Like, there's no private anybody.
Mike, great transition. Something I don't know much about is beating Josh Allen, but it happened yesterday. My team beat Josh Allen. How shocking was that? Bad day for survivor pools, by the way.
Yeah.
Two of the biggest selections, the Bills over the Dolphins, the Panthers over the Saints, both go down. That wiped out a ton. And also, the Giants should have held on and beat the Bears. It cost the Giants their head coach today. That would have been 3 major upsets for the survivor picks.
I'm going to start with the Giants. I'm going to say this. I think the loss was a good thing. Get rid of Daboll. He should have been fired.
Wow.
How many Russell Wilson trades ago? Like, that's how long he should.
He didn't make the trades. The GM did. Remember that clown who had the Barkley line? That wasn't Daboll.
I know, but Daboll has been there through Daniel Jones era, the Russell Wilson era, now the Jackson Dart era. They're like, he needs to go. They need new blood in there. And also, Jackson Dart is like getting murdered on the field every week. Like, the kid can't be running. He's not going to survive. Like, he's going to be like an Andrew Luck. He's going to dip out if he keeps getting beat up like that. Even though it seems like he wants it. 4th concussion
this year. He didn't even start the season,
much.
so it's like 4 concussions in less than like 10 weeks. That's terrible. He's probably not going to play this week. I don't know if he should play the rest of the year based on that. He's going to get into Tua territory soon. Look at Tua's skills after a handful of concussions. We don't want Jackson Dart playing like Tua. I actually disagree with you. I don't think Daboll should have lost his job. I have my finger on the pulse of the Giants here in the greater New York City area.
Of course.
And it's been a Daboll Dart party all year. It's been like so much hype between these two guys. Yeah. They haven't been winning games, but they've been like entertaining people. They've been almost blowing survivor pools every week, it seems like, one way or another. There's been so much excitement for Jackson Dart, and it all was related to Daboll because Daboll put him in position to succeed right away. Daboll's been calling all the plays for Dart thus far. I just don't understand why he's the scapegoat now when Dart and the offense looks better than it did with Russell Wilson or Daniel Jones before.
Because I think it's just Jackson Dart, right? Like, if you had a better better head coach in there, does it make a bigger difference? Like, are you safer? Do we get these plays down? Like, can we make you our future quarterback of this like team for the next 10 years? Hopefully, but if you're not around to do it, we can't have you. Daboll just seems pretty, I don't know, loosey-goosey on the play calling, and Jackson Dart was running all over the place. So I agree. I mean, I never liked him. He's been there for, how many years has he been there?
A long time. He's been there a decade. For a bad team.
Yeah.
Not that long. He was with the Bills offensive coordinator before. Some people think the Bills are going to end up firing McDermott, and Daboll could find his way back as head coach of the Bills because him and Josh are boys. Maybe he's just boys with quarterbacks. That's Daboll's thing.
That'd be so bad. Let's get to your Dolphins.
Yeah.
I kept sending memes to the group after they won. It literally looked like they won the Super Bowl. You guys celebrated like this was holy shit. Here we go. We're winning.
Cool. You saw in the locker room, they're pushing each other in the carts like they just won the Super Bowl. That was awesome.
Yeah. Do you know that meme that they were making fun of? Do you know that?
No, I actually don't. No.
In like, I don't know what it is. It's like this little Indian boy or something on a boat, and he does like this little dance where he's like this. It's kind of fun, and it's like to music like that too. Yeah, so like, you're making fun of that.
That's awesome.
You guys did great. Is this a bad thing for you? Do you want your head coach fired? Do you want Tua gone? Because this is the track to not have that happen.
Okay, don't rain on my parade here, Mike. What I would say is that normally if they win a game in the season where they're tanking and they're terrible, it'd be a terrible thing. When you beat Josh Allen and the Bills, when you beat your daddy at home, it doesn't matter. And Josh is our daddy. He's like 13-1 against the Dolphins. It's insane how good he actually is against them. And for this to be a second loss ever, now the last loss, if you want a conspiracy theory, his last loss against the Dolphins was also in Miami. It was 3 years ago, and it was the last time he played a 1 o'clock game in Miami. Now, who's undefeated in Miami? The 1972 Dolphins and the Sun. The Sun remains undefeated, and I think we have to give them major credit. 81 degrees in November yesterday, which, coming from up here, let me tell you, we have a frost warning tomorrow. That's what the Bills have been dealing with up here. We're under 30 degrees on November 11th, which is its own disaster. But that's what the Bills are dealing with up here. So they went to 81 degrees. Now, Mike, when me and you went to Miami for the bachelor party this summer, we were melting instantly. So just think the Bills' performance is most likely related to that. But I loved it. Did you see Mike Daniel driving by South Beach, driving by the Bills bar? Is that real?
He said it was AI.
No, he didn't. He said, I live near there and AI is taking off. He validated both versions.
It would just be such a weird thing for him to slow down and look at the bar. How many hours after the game? At least
Several.
2 hours after the game, right? 3 hours after the game.
I think he actually did it, and I actually think that's a bad move because he's still 3-7. He didn't win the Super Bowl. He's still terrible and on his way to getting fired, which I want to happen.
Does he seem like he's losing his mind a little bit? As I hear him speak more and more, it seems like either he's on some sort of drug or he seems off, right? He doesn't seem as cool and loose as the previous years he was there. He seems worn down, really.
Losing takes a toll. Losing will wear you down. I do think he's not very coherent anymore. A lot of his analogies don't make sense. His sayings don't make any sense anymore. He won't validate if he drove by the Bills bar. If he did drive by the Bills bar, kind of weird because you're 3-7. So I don't know. Yeah. He is losing it a little bit. That was fun.
What was the other game you talked about that was a big upset?
The Panthers. The Panthers Saints. Now you were on that game in Survivor. No, try not to. Well, we'll get to Survivor in a second. Yeah. Let me say one thing about yesterday. If you missed the early window yesterday, you missed every good game that happened. Because the late window and the primetime window, I had to go watch The Chair Company last night. I had to go catch up on The Chair Company.
And that's a bad show.
Because it's not as good as I want it to be. I actually started another HBO show because I'm just kind of.
Do you like I Love LA?
I was surprised I liked I Love LA.
Yeah,
I kind of liked
right?
it. Yeah. It's kind of fun, kind of weird.
A little bit. But if you're in LA, I feel like how fun they're showing places you would actually go. And it's very East Side centric. So it's I'm on the East Side. Yeah.
It feels like Insecure reincarnated, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Just a more.
That was a good show. I started watching Task with Mark Ruffalo. That was a show I started watching also. Really good.
Great.
I'm only 2 episodes in. Big plot twist in the first one. Really good at first pilot episode. Much better than football on the late window, football on the primetime window. That can happen. What happened in that late window, the 1 o'clock window, your time, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 so-called good games, they're all blowouts right away. People are turning the TV off at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and not coming back to football the rest of the day, especially when it's getting dark so early that it is. NFL schedule makers, we applaud you so often. We sing their praises. We love how they stack it. Terrible stack yesterday. We got to call them out for this. Sunday better deliver. When it's dark at 4:30 p.m., I need football on Sundays for my mental health.
I want to say, why do we keep doing just NFC West? That's what it felt like. NFC West afternoon games. That's it. It's all the NFC West teams are all playing each other. I didn't like it, and blowouts, and I don't know, just felt, it's I was kind of over it. I didn't watch a lot of it. I watched a lot of the morning games for sure.
I don't know. This week is another NFC West battle at the same time, but it's actually the Super Bowl preview, or the NFC Championship preview between the Rams and the Seahawks. Two elite teams this year. Who's going to win that one?
I was going to say, did you hear the new MVP odds? Because Drake May is leading the pack right now for MVP odds.
Which you hate that. You hate that.
I do. I disagree. So
wait, they went to Tampa. They won a big game on the road. Yep. Last week you said they don't beat anybody. They beat someone. Yeah. They beat Baker.
They did beat Baker. Now, I would say the team's a little injured. There's no Bucky. They got a lot of guys out. But I will say.
Abuka was there.
He was there. But that's it. Where's everybody else? Everybody else is hurt. Everybody's injured. I have all of them on my teams, and my teams are 2-3, or 2-8 at this point.
Not giving Drake May credit still. Who else is on the board?
Who do you think MVP should be? Because I said a bet early this year. I said, it should be Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's looking like he could do it. Now we're hearing is it Matthew Stafford? Is it who else could it be? It's not Lamar. It's not Josh.
It's none of the normal guys. It's outside guys. First of all, the Stafford back injury throughout training camp. What kind of smokescreen was that? Yeah. I mean, I didn't. Not one person in America bet the over on Rams win total after the Stafford training camp thing, and he comes out. He's the healthiest he's ever been in November. This is crazy. Seems like it. So the MVP, Mike, is on your favorite team, Indiana Jones, but it's not Indiana Jones. It's his running back, Jonathan Taylor. That's the MVP.
He's great. By the way,
he's so good.
I said I wasn't going to bet this week. Or last week, because road to 10K, we crashed. We crashed out at the 2,000 mark. I'm implementing new rules for the road to 10K to help buffer this. The new rules are: do not lower the bankroll lower than $500 or $1,000. So if I'm going to bet big, it is going to be, if I only have $500 in the bank account, I'm going to not do the whole amount. I have to keep a bankroll. So there has to be some sort of bankroll in there to continue on if I lose.
Yeah, a little less aggressive.
Second thing is I did bet this week, and I bet it right before Indiana tied the game to go into overtime. And I bet on them to win the game, put $25 in to win $75 because they're odds.
You dropped an Indiana on us.
So Indiana Jones. I was thinking about Indiana Jones.
So it's going into overtime. It was tied at the end of regulation, and you bet on the Colts to win the game.
Bet on them to win the game.
Which was very dicey because the Falcons get the ball right away, and you're like, wow, is Michael Penix going to go down and score a touchdown? And you're like, wait. Michael Penix hasn't scored many touchdowns in his career. He's actually not very good. This is actually going to be okay. And it turned out to be okay for the Colts.
Yeah, well, his accuracy is pretty off, it feels like.
Yeah.
Feels like it's getting slung out of a slingshot, and it could go in any big circle radius, and usually not where the receiver is. It's kind of
We've talked about it before. The last good lefty quarterback was like Steve Young 25 years ago. Like, the lefties just don't work out, right?
Are they forced being lefties? Like, is Tua forced to be a lefty?
Wait, you think he's so rigid that he's actually right-handed?
It just feels like, I know sometimes like when you are a left-handed person, sometimes you're forced to go right-handed, right? Like they're like, oh, you need to
let's ask you, what have you been forced to go right-handed in?
I have not. Oh, I mean, I think writing. I imagine I could have wrote with my left hand, but I play sports with my left, but do normal everyday tasks with my right. But I also like cut, food with. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
I probably was forced. I was forced to use my right hand.
It sounds like you were forced. You're speaking from experience here.
Yeah.
So the quarterback should have been forced to be right-handed, and they would have been more successful, basically.
It just feels. It feels like everybody in the game is more aware of a right-handed quarterback because they know how to block and their blind side, and now his blind side is switched. And these guys that have been playing the game since college and middle school have always played with a right-hand quarterback, and they don't realize his blind side's on a different side. I don't know.
I like the theory. Football is built for a right-handed quarterback, and anytime you disrupt the world is built for right-handers. You lefties have to adapt, and so either you learn or you struggle. Those are the two options.
Yeah. Well, left-handed is weird when you think about it. When you're writing left-handed on a piece of paper, you're writing over. It doesn't make sense.
You're writing over
your hand is becoming over your words.
You're smearing the ink as you go.
You're smearing
at all
the
times.
Yes. But yeah, okay. Road to 10K. We've started again. I got a
so you hit the Colts, and now what gave you confidence? Because that game, the Colts had no business taking that game to overtime. They should have blown them out. The Falcons are no good. Raheem Morris is going to get fired. Penix might get benched. The whole thing. What were the Colts doing in regulation? How'd you have any confidence?
I'm more like feeling it now. This is what I do. I got a kid. A lot of things happen when you have a kid. You gotta go get coffee. Maybe go to the park in the morning. A lot of park action.
Big park guy on Sundays when he's losing his bets.
Saw some tweets come in, like Jonathan Taylor should be MVP. Saw that, like, oh, this is giving me a little confidence to get back in this game. Then I checked the score. I said, okay, they should be able to tie it up. Let's see what happens. Bet it. And they went in. I just felt the momentum. I always like the momentum.
Sure.
And I do want to live bet some more games. I think the road to 10K might just happen live betting games because all these teams that go down a touchdown, all of a sudden you get better odds on them. Like Houston Texans, you could have got like 40-1 or more when they were down.
They were down a lot of points. They had a backup quarterback. I was shocked. Like, what were the Jags doing? Why did the Jags coach lose his job? Maybe Liam Cohen should have lost his job today. I don't know. Like, you can't lose that game.
Jeremy, as the weeks go on, I don't understand football anymore. The only thing and person that does is my AI model. because they've been strong.
Your AI model, which was 10-2 last week, past week, yesterday.
It's great.
You told me this morning the model went 9-3. I was like, Mike, double check the model. Went even better.
I know. You gotta look at it sometimes. Sometimes it leaves
the
off
Bears
a
right.
check mark.
It didn't seem like they were. The Giants, I think AI thought Giants won the game based on how the game went, but actually the Bears came back and won. Your boy Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams and Drake May. When they go 2-0, it's like you're guaranteed to have a bad Sunday.
I hate it. I will say I understand, not that I'm like a data scientist or anything, but I now understand that taking the feelings out of betting and looking at the data and just like, I don't even need to watch the games. Like this went 10-2. I couldn't do that. I don't think me and you could do that if we tried. Maybe once a week out of the 18, maybe we could do that. But it's like taking the feelings out of it helps because guess who I hate? Caleb Williams. I don't believe in Drake May. I'll have a lot of emotional doubts, and hedge them sometimes.
You're telling me that you'd rather invest in stocks that you have no idea what they do and no idea who they are or how much they're worth or what's going on with them.
Yes.
But the AI tells you to versus a stock that you use, that you enjoy, that you believe has a growth potential, just like a quarterback who you watch, who you enjoy, who you think can win a game late, or a coach who makes a great decision. You're taking all your feelings, all your analysis out.
Yes.
And you're just inserting the computer to make the decision.
I will say this. I think over the long run, if I only believed in the model and I didn't watch football, if like next season was like a test, if I said, I'm not turning on football this entire season and I'm only basing all my bets off the model, could I win more money that way over the long term? I imagine if there was because right now our data set is between week 8 and 10, like 3 weeks of data. Like we don't have a ton of data. But if this continues on, it seems pretty good. So I feel like my emotional state changes games sometimes, right? When you're like, oh, I don't believe in this team at all. Like I believed in the Raiders against the Broncos, which they could have beat them on Thursday night, which that was a terrible.
They
that
actually
was like,
could have. Going back to Survivor Carnage, that could have been another one.
They could have. That game, like it was like hold your eyes open and put needles in it. That was a bad game. And I'm going to that game.
There haven't been many good Thursday night games. I feel like this happens every year, but it's like you just wake up one day and you realize teams don't play well on Thursdays. They're not good battles.
They don't play well. I'm going to that game in December in Vegas. We're going to see Vegas against Denver. December 7th.
The game that was so ugly on Thursday that people all around the world were like, did you watch the game? No, I missed it. Oh, congratulations. That's what people were saying on Friday. You're going to the next version of that the next time they play?
We bought tickets before we knew how bad. I don't understand what happens to Bo Nix. He just he literally becomes whatever quarterback he's playing. Oh, you want to be like Geno Smith? Don't complete any passes and you'll be great. And maybe fall over and get hit a whole bunch. Geno Smith's leg was about to fall off in that game and he kept playing. It's like, no, put the backup in. We can win the game. I was rooting for the backup the whole time.
The Broncos are 8-2 with Bo Nix and might be wanting to move off of Bo Nix. So that's how things are going. They keep winning games that they probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah,
they are. I don't think you're going to have any fun at that game. One of the last NFL games you went to was Chiefs-Rams, the all-timer on Monday Night Football. That was kind of recent. That's a famous one for you. This is the exact opposite of that. This is a game that no one will talk about as being the best ever, that there will be no points in, and I hope you leave before halftime. That should be your goal. Second quarter departure.
Correct. Yeah, we might do that. So we'll see.
But that'll be fun in Vegas. That'll be cool. I have a Scandal City actually related to football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they went to LA and they forgot how to play football, right? They forgot how to play football for sure.
Yeah.
There's now been a report. This is in the New York Post today, Mike.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers' phantom wife, still a mystery to family and Steelers wags 5 months after marriage reveal. We are now having the New York Post poke holes in the idea that Aaron Rodgers is actually married.
Do you think he just knows that media will pick up on stuff and just fucks with them at this point? Do you think it's just like, oh yeah, I'm married, and never talks about it again? Like that's
a great idea. Last year he went on Pat McAfee. He did the COVID vaccine stuff. He was getting a lot of headlines. This year, no headlines. But what did he do? He told a lie at the beginning of training camp and said he's married and put a ring on his finger, and that became all the headlines for him this year. And he sits back and he's loving every minute of this coverage because he's probably going to come out after he retires or after the season and say, guys, I just made that up just to see if you'd run with it. And you did, because you're the media and you're terrible. And maybe they are, because they just ran with it with no one except the New York Post investigating. I think it's scandalous, and the Steelers played like shit last night.
He did say it. It's not like they did deep research and like discovered like he doesn't. He literally said I'm married, right? Like it was just in a pressing.
That's the only proof is that he said it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we have.
The Steelers' wives, I mean, if you're doing team building, you want to bring her around, right? Get everyone involved. Hey, what? Hey, this is DK Metcalf's wife. This is my wife. Yeah, meet DK Metcalf's wife. Meet the receivers' wives. Meet the running backs' wives. Jalen Warren's wife. Great person to meet.
I think he's more like hanging out with the coaches and Tomlin. I don't think he's actually hanging out with the players. All the players are too young. Even DK is like, what, 25? Like, he's not hanging out with DK. He's 41 years old.
DK's not 25, but he might not be 30. Maybe 28. I mean, best body in the league, right?
DK for sure.
He's got a hate plan for Rodgers. He had a stat line last night, 3 catches, 30 yards. That's not working out for him.
DK is 27 years old.
Right.
As of November 2025. So he just turned 27.
So young.
December 14th. Oh, no. He was. Wait a second. As of. I thought his birthday was November. He was born December 14th, 1997.
Wait, December 97?
Yeah. What were you doing?
28.
Well, he will. I have no idea. I don't know the way the AI gives me this stuff. The data seems weird sometimes.
What were we doing in that year?
Yeah, what were you doing?
We're watching
elementary school?
ESPN when it was still cool, and we respected the highlights that they gave us.
We were getting ready for the internet outage of like 1999 and 2000. Remember that? That was like a whole thing for years. It was like, get ready, everything's going to shut off.
There's going to be no Oregon Trail for anyone to play for a while.
I know. All right, so let's get back to the model. I have, over the course of this 3 weeks we've been doing it, 23-9, 71% is pretty good. Against the spread, not as good. It's only 14-6 and 1. It had a push on one.
14-6 and 1 or 14-16 and 1?
14-16 and 1, sorry.
That's not great, but what I would say is it's a little favorite heavy so far. And so if you can identify, if you go through the model and you pick out maybe 1 or 2 upsets that you think the model maybe got wrong, you can try to even out the model that way.
So it's this week I introduced it some internet data from some sports guys on X, and I just threw in their model. Just threw it. They had like picture models. I'm like, yeah, let's add this into the model.
Internet data from sports guys on X. Okay, very scientific model.
But it takes everything, and even like I can actually this week, if you want, I can put in how it thought about everything, how it like went through all the steps of like figuring out where the model's right and wrong. And now it just went to EV plays. It just wants you to say, this is the best bet for you to earn money this week. So hopefully it does well. I'm excited. It's been doing great. It's got 5 top bets that usually the model on the best bets usually goes like 4-1 on the best bets, which is pretty
huge.
Solid.
That's extra confidence. Do you have all right? So you have extra confidence in this week's picks? Do you want to give us some of those best bets?
Yeah. You want to, it has the Chiefs minus 3.5. The model's saying they should be minus 6.3 for this week, which
that line's probably on the move because Bo Nix played so bad yesterday, and I think it's Broncos at Chiefs on Sunday, or is it Chiefs at Broncos?
Chiefs at Broncos.
Oh, it's in Denver, but Bo Nix played really bad on Thursday. He got an extra prep time. That line should be on the move higher because the Chiefs lost to the Bills last time we saw them. Andy Reid off a bye, that's in your manifesto.
That is. Chiefs, but okay, so trends here. Broncos 7-3 straight up. Chiefs 0-3 against the spread in recent weeks. Andy Reid 75% ATS off bye.
I love that.
It's pretty.
You got to hit Andy off the bye for sure.
Got to hit Andy off the bye. What's my next one? By the way, you can get all this in the Substack, so you can just see it.
It'll Dolphins out this week, midweek.
Hey, this can't be right. Dolphins minus 1.5 says the model should be. Is this real?
They're playing Marcus Mariota and the Commanders in Spain, Madrid, 6:30 a.m. your time. You'll be up, right?
I don't like that at all. Mariota played okay, right? He seems okay.
No, the Lions-Commanders game was one of those dog shit games late in the day yesterday.
But he scored points. How about that? Like I think it wasn't like a Geno Smith performance.
We didn't talk about this, but Washington should be criticized big time because Jaden Daniels got hurt late in that game 2 weeks ago. The game was over. He shouldn't have been in there anymore.
That was a big game, too, because the president was there. Flyover. Did you see the flyover with the plane?
I saw
that plane
Air Force One. Right
so
over.
Big.
I know. It really is. Did you see him in the booth? He was doing some play-by-play.
I feel like he just wants to be. I think he's making the pitch for the new stadium that have his name on it, right? That's what he wants.
He definitely wants that.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's what he's been asking for. I was kind of surprised. I couldn't tell by Scott Hansen's tone. I think he played it down the middle pretty well. Was he happy tossing it to that game with Trump in the booth? Was he not happy? I was trying to figure it out, but Hansen gave us nothing political there.
That's good. We don't want the politics involved when we're doing sports.
And it wasn't. They're just talking sports.
Yeah, it was great. I actually didn't watch much of that game. I actually didn't hear much of it. I had to unmute this time.
You were at the park.
Well, we were at home, but if I put it on mute, it doesn't get the attention from James, so it's a lot better.
Okay, good.
So you believe in the Dolphins -1.5?
I kind of do. I mean, if McDaniel's driving by the bar at South Beach taunting Bills fans, he's balls dropped a little. I think he's excited about what's going on.
How do you feel about the Chargers -1.5? Model says it should be -5.1. Who are they playing? They are playing. Let me look. Chargers are playing the Jags. They're at home playing the Jags.
Listen, the Jags are coming off a demoralizing loss in Houston. That was ugly. Heads should roll after that. The Chargers, it was like they didn't even have to play well. They just showed up and they beat the Steelers because the Steelers literally didn't show up in L.A. It's like half the team didn't make it to California.
It was a little slow at first. Like a safety and a field goal.
It was 3-2. And I texted a mutual friend. I was like, do you wish you were at this baseball game? But he didn't end up going or spending money on that. Good
Did
thing
he even
for him.
respond? I feel like sometimes he doesn't respond during the game.
Not during the game. He's like his dad. You got to talk to him afterwards.
Yeah.
Not during. His dad, the listener. Hey, Lou.
Yeah.
Steelers don't look good. If you want to comment on the Hangover Hotline about what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin, Steelers fans, let us know.
Patriots -11. We don't. Also, it has the Titans +7.5. So I don't know.
Well, Patriots, are you going to make that bet on Drake May? Or is that too much?
-11. It seems like a lot. I feel like
Who do they play?
Our manifesto would say.
Oh, they're at the Jets. That's my survivor pick, I think, this week.
You're playing Patriots at the Jets.
I think so. What do you think?
If you have the Patriots available, I think it would be a good one. But the Jets kind of they cleared house, and it all of a sudden it seems like that bounce back. So I don't know how long the bounce back happens for. Are you good? You return kicks for touchdowns, but you don't actually throw balls. So what do you do here?
The dead cat bounce, which I told you, we were talking about the Dolphins last week. I said, Mike, beware the dead cat bounce. They fired their GM, and look what happened. The Jets are having a dead cat bounce a little bit, but they did keep Aaron Glenn this far.
And then we have the Titans at +7.5 who are playing.
The Texans at the Titans, but that was a backup quarterback with the Texans. So you want to bet on the Titans and Cam Ward because you have the better quarterback, but is Stroud going to come back?
What did he have a concussion? What did he have? I don't even know
He was
who he was
concussed,
injured with.
so he might only miss 1 week here. The backup quarterback let him back, so maybe you give Stroud another week. But I don't know. The guy let him back, so why are you going to bet on the Titans?
Well, they're saying the final score will be Texans 20, Titans 17. Texans do not cover, and Titans cover the spread if you take Titans +7.5.
It's not a bad bet.
Huge value. We'll see. We'll see what Road 10K does. I don't even know what I'm doing for Survivor right now. There's only 30 people left in the pool that you were in.
I know, crazy. You're doing great.
Well, we're still here. We got to win it to make it worthwhile. We can't go out now.
You must have the Patriots. I don't think you would have taken Drake May before. So the Patriots at Jets is a great selection. Others I'm thinking about, I'll just mention on my list. Yeah. Ravens at Browns. I think the Ravens with healthy Lamar.
They didn't look great last week, though, right?
They beat at Vikings, and the Browns are not as good as the Vikings, you assume, right?
So we do have the Ravens. We also have we use Seattle this week. We do not have New England or Buffalo.
You don't have New England. Okay. Another one here, Mike. Steelers versus Bengals at home against Joe Flacco. It's a little dicey, right?
But Joe Flacco, I feel like he's got. I don't like it.
The Steelers are in first place. You should be able to trust him, but I know it's sketchy. You can't really take the Texans at the Titans without knowing Stroud will be back. So really, Ravens at Browns is probably your best pick, and then for me, it's going to be Patriots at Jets.
Is that my best? That's the best bet we got here? Steelers.
I don't see another one.
What about 49ers?
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Cardinals.
Mac Jones.
Do you play the Cowboys at the Raiders?
Monday Night Football. What do we always say about Monday Night Football in Vegas? It's actually going to be rocking in Vegas on Monday night.
The Cowboys are playing like shit. I think they could win this game. The Raiders are so bad. I feel like
not a bad idea.
Both bad teams. At least we have a quarterback that's alive on one side. And Genty looks terrible.
You're done?
I think I'm done.
Did you just call Dak like a compliment? You like said he's a better quarterback?
Yeah. Compared to the Raiders,
wow.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. It's just kind of sad. It's like Geno's not the answer, guys. Like you should have traded for somebody. There was many quarterbacks available that you could have gotten. And no
Mike
one
is upset because, he had all this money on the Raiders, big person on the Raiders early in the year, and it turns out they're not very good. They let you down.
I guess Baltimore would be the better bet, but then I guess it's tough. We'll see. It's a tough week. We got to last. We got to win.
Seattle was a good pick. That was an easy one. That was over in the first quarter.
We changed Sunday morning because Carolina was our pick, but I kept seeing all these stats. Like they don't win games. Like there's no way. It was the most picked game in Circa Survivor. I don't understand.
But they did win games before. Bryce Young won
did.
4 starts in a row.
But it's also Bryce Young. We know he has to lose some to feel better and play better.
I'm done with Bryce Young. How can the Panthers watch that and say he's our guy still after this year? Got to move on.
I don't know. Real quick, just model projects that they'll go 10-5 straight up and 9-6 against the spread this week. That's their model prediction. They're even predicting how many they'll get right.
They predict how many they're going to get wrong?
Yeah.
Do they tell you which ones?
They don't tell me. I wish they would. That'd be even better. All right, good show. Check out thesportstakeover.com. Go to our Substack, subscribe there. Go to our YouTube channel. We got videos up there. Subscribe. You can watch us everywhere, basically. We're everywhere. Good show.